Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Trust Me When I Tell You podcast. After some technical difficulties last week, Valentine's Day week, also known as Happy 31 Days of St. Patrick's Day, we are back at it again. We've got 3/4 of the crew. Number one, Matthew Placco. How's it?
It's great, Dan. How's it with you?
That's good. Now that the intro got over, Chris, his microphone wasn't working, so now that I see the mute buttons off, he can start contributing. How's it, Huff?
Oh, it's so good right now. I just like hearing you bring it in. I spent the night at the Avid convention. I don't know what that means, but I really wasn't there.
But you were there.
No. But how's it with you, Dan?
It's good. Now that the Valentine's Day episode, which was boy, that was a weird episode, wasn't it?
It was a fun one.
It was fun. It was fun to do. And again, that's another one I haven't gotten any calls on. And I've got people saying like, "Hey, when are you going to release this episode? When are you going to release?" Because it didn't come out until what? Today, Thursday.
Yeah, fucking interns.
Yeah, fucking Chewy. Goddamn Chewy. Yeah. But
apparently the guy's laying pipe too long and not working on the fucking pipes here.
How about that tweet, huh?
Yeah,
he's thinking me and him
Jesus Christ.
are irresistible to the girls. So
I'm gonna speaking of tweets of the one person that's not here. Holy shit, is going to fucking war with people.
He is. So you'd said that like. I just got caught up on the tugboat tweets. I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? So I went to his page. I didn't see anything. So then, Matt, I went to the tweets and replies section to his page, and that's where you can see. So I went there and I saw the tugboat stuff. And I'm like, who is this guy? Because I saw the initial tweet that that country club burned down or whatnot. And then I was like, oh, Washer's got his heels dug in. This has got to be at least 25 tweets,
So, got brought up on several webinars today in my world, so it's been something that's hit close to home with old Wash. And he didn't even work at that country club. And fucking dude, if anyone had a nasty thing to say about it, he was
here for it. He was here for it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, before we get into it, Matt, who are we brought to you by?
Powered by Riverside FM.
Let's talk about Riverside FM, the leading podcast and video creation platform that's changing the game on how creators record content. Riverside FM allows you to record studio quality audio and up to 4K, count them, 4K video on their platform. Now you can interview a guest 1,000 miles away and it will sound like you are sitting in the same room. It's as easy to use as Zoom, but gives much higher quality audio, clearly, and video recordings. Did we mention that they have a mobile app? Did you know that, Dan, Chris?
Oh, I did.
Did you know that?
I did.
I've heard.
Well, nobody told me, so this is news, and I'm happy to hear it. This allows guests to connect directly from their phone and record content from anywhere. After your content is finished, you can easily grab clips to share them across your social media channels. So if you're looking for a hero platform for all your recording needs, from podcasts to webinars to other video content, you should be using Riverside FM. Sign up today so you can focus on your content and leave the quality to Riverside FM. Use promo code SHIPIT and receive 30% discount on the first 3 months of your subscription. Get it done.
Matt, great job, Matt. Man, you knocked it. You just knocked it out of the park. I couldn't be more proud of you. The folks at Riverside are proud of you. And for all you listeners, go download the Riverside FM app so you can start recording your content and shooting it off to your social media, because that's what we do. Riverside FM, go check it out.
And I love that it's a 30% discount, because that's a good round number that I used to like to use a lot when we had not real sponsors.
The old El Paso taco
I
shells.
did get a great. You got it. I did get a great. We all did text from Kevin about this for the latest one. He said that it sounds like we're all in the same room, which I couldn't agree with more. As the pioneers of stupidity work through our own deficiencies with this platform, you guys have made it easy on us. And man, this sounds like season 2.0, if you know what I'm saying.
For 2.0
type of audio.
So yeah, if you're out there and you are, if you're looking for an internship in college credit, we are hiring an intern who wants to edit and produce this show. And what will we pay them?
Send your resumes to Mike at Ship It Studio. No. Love you, buddy. Just kidding. Oh man, alive. Boys,
So-
I tell you what. Yeah. No,
Please,
no, you
please,
said you
please.
have something.
I got something.
Like
So
say,
It's like paper cars in here already.
yeah, we're in the same room. It's like I want to punch him. So I had something actually pretty funny happen to me. And it's a typical Nails story, right? Where I'm just like out and about and observing people. So this
Tell me
happened-
it's at Starbucks.
It did. It was at Starbucks. That's exactly where it is.
Yeah,
And it was
Shut up.
15 minutes before I got off the phone with you yesterday. So Matt, a little backstory for you. I'm pulling up into an account, and he calls me, and he's asking me about like this week's episode and why it's not out. I'm like, I don't know how to do this stuff that we're supposed to do, right? And I go, and to be honest with you, I'm just not in a great mood. He's like, what's going on? I go, I have no idea. Nothing has happened to me. I'm just like fucking pissed. And I was like, I think it's because I didn't work out in the morning. I feel like I got blood clots all over my body. Like my blood's not flowing. I'm angry. I'm tired. So I go in. I'm getting a coffee, and I see the Starbucks, and there's nobody there. I'm like, let me just take a whip around, and then I'll go back in line. I get in line. There's like 4 people in line. I'm like, typical, right? And there's an old man in front of me, like just a cool old dude. He goes up and he goes, can I get a hot chocolate? And she's like, yep. Anything else? And he goes, yeah, I'll take one of these like turkey bacon sausage sandwiches. And she's like, well, we're all out of those. The only thing we have are blueberry scones and blueberry muffins. And he's like, you don't have any other sandwiches? She goes, no. He goes, are you sure? He goes, ma'am, sir, the only thing we have are blueberry scones and blueberry muffins. Well, what about these? And he's pointing to the ones in the case. And I'm like, I fucking love this guy. I go, if she'll sell it, I will buy this for you, but you have to sit down and eat this with me, She's like, well, those are for display. Those are for display only, right? I'm like, I don't know if I should interject here, if I just like keep judging how dumb this guy is, but who I also love, right? Because he sees that he wants to buy the floor model sandwich. So
I'm already a big fan.
yeah,
of this guy.
yeah.
Real
So
big fan.
she goes, let me go check something real quick. So she turns around the corner and she's looking in these like silver drawers that are just like, it's not refrigerated. So she pulls these things open. There's all this food in there. And I'm like, so is this where you don't even keep the
This is
food
awesome.
in a refrigerator? Because usually, me, I'm like the double chocolate brownie warmed up guy. And he's like, listen, just let me get this one. I'm starving. Let me get this displayed. And she's like, sir, I can't sell it to you because then I wouldn't have anything to display. He goes, well, that's false advertising because you're putting it on display.
What are you
don't have it.
displaying if you don't have it?
That was this guy. That was this guy's his total common sense. And I'm like, I need to like hang out with this guy. So she goes, so do you want a blueberry scone or a blueberry muffin? He goes, no, I want a sandwich. He goes, sir, I don't have any sandwiches. Would you like your chocolate? Would you like your hot chocolate? He goes, what am I supposed to do with just a hot chocolate? I've got no food to eat it with. And he just like storms off, And I'm like, well, have you made that hot chocolate? Because I'll have it. And she goes, oh my God, this guy comes in here all the time. He always tries buying the display food. I'm like, this isn't the first time? Oh my God. So shout out to you, old man. Just wanting to buy floor model sandwiches. I love it.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question, Matt? You will know this. Is that real food in there, or is it like fake plastic food?
Well, it looks real, doesn't it?
I think it's got to be real. But to his point and to Dan's point, if they don't have any sandwiches, why are they displaying sandwiches that they don't have? And if they didn't have them, how did they get the display model to go up there? So either it was real at one time and they just lacquered it and put it up there in a
damn lacquer on
clear
it.
coat.
It's waiting to happen. So, but they had chocolate chip cookies on there.
Quick
It's a
follow up.
non-stick cereal varnish.
Quick follow up question, Dan. How did you not jump in and totally diffuse the situation and explain to him that if he takes this hot chocolate, lets it sit around for about 3 hours, it becomes a
Snack.
chocolate milk,
It's
and it's a snack.
Exactly.
It'll fill you right
Perfect
up.
Snacks, I would say.
Well, Matt, so I thought I was pretty clear in my mindset before I got to the Starbucks, which I didn't even tell you what I bought from here, but I was so angry and so not in a good mood that before that I had to go to the self-checkout to buy because I didn't eat breakfast that day, right? So I was probably like low on calories.
God, rough day.
Rough day. So I go over to like, I don't know, the healthy department, and I get 2 like protein cookies, a double chocolate brownie cookie, and then a chocolate chip cookie, right? So I got to go pay because this lady at Starbucks like, no, I can't bring you out here. I'm like, what do you guys do? You don't sell floor models. You can't ring out 2 cookies when I'm buying a coffee. So I had to go to the self-checkout. I put the cash in.
We are flush with scones and muffins. Whatever.
I am just now connecting the dots that this is a Starbucks inside a store. I was under the impression, I was in my mind, this is a brick and mortar that this guy got in his car, walked in, and wanted to get a sandwich.
Are you at the Michigan Avenue Starbucks downtown? The new one?
Flacco's like, I like this guy a little bit less, but I still like the cut of his chin.
Now I just understand he had a whole store full of food behind him. Why not? Okay, I'll take my hot cocoa and go grab something on the deli counter if you needed a sandwich that bad.
So I got to go to the self checkout,
That's
right?
awesome.
And it was, let's just call it $4.17. They gave me all my change back with the exception of 4 cents, and it wouldn't give me a receipt. And you know how, like, if you're walking around with, like, because I don't put this stuff in a bag, you're walking out, people are going to think you're Gene it, you know? I'm like, she's like, this lady comes up, can I help you? I'm like, I just need a receipt. Well, it didn't give you your change. I don't care. It's 4 cents. I don't care about it. She's like, well, we have to give you the change for it. I'm like, now I've looked like a total scumbag.
Battle of the hard R's here.
Waiting for 4 cents. You know, she's like, well, let me print you out a voucher. I go, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take the voucher. I'm going to throw it into the garbage as soon as I walk out here. All I want is the receipt. So when I do walk out, I can say, I'm not a scumbag. I paid for this. So then she was able to print out the receipt. I walk away. And as I'm in line behind the guy at Starbucks, excuse me, sir. She calls me all the way back for 4 pennies. 4 pennies I had to go back in line for. I'm like, and thinking back, I'm like, I could have missed the best altercation of my day by going back for the stupid 4 cents, you know? Yeah, it was wild. But then I got, you know, the protein cookies, god awful. The worst cookies I've ever even put in my mouth. I tried to, you know, the double chocolate brownie you think is going to be the best. So I always save that one for last. It's like the dessert of the dessert. Awful. They were so gross.
Breakfast of champions here.
That's like a classic airport breakfast. How many Cliff Bars can I grab and keep it under a certain amount so that I can turn them into my expenses?
Well, that was, but earlier I was telling you my beef with the lunch that I brought. I bought these Mission like garden salsa spinach wraps, and I put a bunch of turkey and roll them up.
Classic.
And classic I'm like, meals. When I bought them, like I'm thinking it's going to be like, you know, the garden vegetable sun chips. I think they're called garden vegetable. They're salsa verde, maybe. Mm-hmm. That's what they looked like. I'm like, this would probably be awesome. So I roll it up, cut it in 2, put it in a bag. And on my way out, I take a bite of it. I'm like, you bought 8 of these fucking things, man. And you got to eat the rest of this thing because you didn't eat breakfast. You got to get something in you. And it was the grossest. That's probably what put me in such a bad mood, was that I had that aftertaste of this nasty ass tortilla that was spinach flavored. It wasn't even spicy.
I love that your mindset is this is going to be as good as the Doritos Locos tacos at Taco Bell when you bought these things.
Oh, I didn't say Doritos.
And then you followed it up with
the salsa. I think the garden vegetable sun chips. I think it's garden vegetable. Whatever.
Yeah, harvest vegetable or something.
Harvest. Yeah.
Yeah, but the mindset is it's going to be that pleasurable. Like it's going to taste like wrapped in sun chips.
Because the week before I bought everything bagel wraps, and those unbelievable.
Have we talked about the my wife found the everything bagel
tops
spice?
Yes, yeah. Well, I've seen
not even that, like without the carbs, just the top, the spice collection.
Yeah, the staple in our spice rack for about a year now. I don't know where.
What I love is I'm looking at Matt and telling him this, and I believe that Matt is the one that introduced my wife to what that thing was. Too. Matt, you ever heard of this? Awesome. Yeah, dude, I'm the one that told you about it.
Tell me more.
I'm going to tell you, Dan, not nearly as good, but today my kids had a half day, and I picked them up from school, and they're like, hey, can we go get something to eat? I'm like, yeah, sure. What do you want? It was like fast food. I'm like, no. My son's like, yeah, I really like that Panera mac and cheese. I'm like, of course you do. And I call Chris and I'm like, hey, the kids want something to eat. You want anything from Panera? She's like, yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I really would like the, whatever it is, the 2 for $2, buy 2, get 2, the combo meal. And she wants a salad and a soup. And my mic is down.
Yeah, it's low.
Or am I just not close to it? Sorry.
No, you're a little low. The
I'm a
volume.
little low. What if I
Yeah.
talk even closer and look really, really
Well,
weird?
can you turn it up?
All right. So it is up. Like, I don't know. I'm trying. How about now?
Powered
Is it
by
good?
Riverside FM.
That's a thing now, by the way. For now and forever.
And
So she wants a soup and salad combo, classic soup and salad combo. And the twins want their mac and cheese and grilled cheese, and I get a soup and salad combo too. And it's every bit of the $60 lunch from Panera. And as I'm doing that, I mean, you guys know, and no free ads, but fucking rip off. And I get the food. I'm like, is it all in there? This is my only question now whenever I drive through anywhere. Yeah. Yep. Well, you know what was in there? 4 bags of chips, 4 baguettes, and no soup. And so
man,
we get
talk
all the way
about
home and I unpack all this. And all I wanted really was a soup, and I had some crappy salad and
what kind of
she had her
soup?
salad, and it was this like Asian combo soup. Like I don't know, it was new. The picture looked awesome on the thing, so I was going to try it out, but I don't know. And so I called to the restaurant and I said, hello, may I speak with the manager? Oh yeah, and they're super nice, and said, hey, I just came through the drive-through, spent $57.71 on lunch, and you guys didn't give me 2 bowls of soup. Oh, well, what's your name? We'll write it down here, keep it at the restaurant, and next time you come in or through drive-through, we'll get you 2 bowls of soup. I'm like, this is totally real. I completely believe you. I'm gonna write it down. And I go, are you now? And what are you gonna do with when you write this down? So I'm gonna try to eat at Panera a bunch over the course of the next month and see how many times I can cash in this free bowl of soup, if ever.
Dude, I used to
Deal?
do that. Believe it or not, I would just call like McDonald's and be like, "Hey, I just went to the drive-through and you didn't get me my 2 cheeseburgers." They're like, "Well, come on through and we'll make it right for you." In college, I'm like, "This actually works." Talk about scumbag nails, man.
Is this before or after you'd fill up the gas tank for free?
So this would have been well, when you say robbed, that makes it sound so much worse rather than just walking out without paying. We didn't leave with any money, you fucking turd ball.
Say it how you will, but to quote the great Matt Flacco, that's the least surprising thing I've heard all day.
Yeah, that was one of my
Dude,
moves.
you were awesome.
That was my sophomore year in college is when I discovered that trick. Yeah, just call and say.
And by one of your moves, how often are we talking here?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe now I feel like whatever I say, you guys are just going to judge hard.
More than 5?
I don't
Is
know.
this weekly? Is this once in a blue moon? Is this?
Probably once.
We'll call it every Tuesday. That was my Tuesday move.
Wednesday, I'd call Taco Bell. Say I just went to the drive-thru. I didn't get any of the Mexican pizzas I ordered.
Sir, we
Oh,
took those
dude,
off the menu
fucking-
last year.
I meant chalupas and gorditas. What do you guys make?
What are those things that I ordered? I'm driving around in the hot car with a full tank of gas. That's me.
Small town. You guys don't know what you're doing.
That was in Oglesby, Illinois. Population like 900.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so, Matt, you were traveling a bunch last week, right?
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say a bunch, but definitely more than I had been with for the past 2 years. But I did a night in Vegas where we met some customers and did dinner, and took some coworkers around to check some of our wares, and did a night in Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Albuquerque ALS Fashion Show, which was a feast for the eyes. It actually was a
Lovely.
lot of fun, and I can't wait to go back. But it's every bit as New Mexico fashion as you would imagine. Turquoise and cowboy boots and sterling
Lot of
silver
tassels, right?
as far as the eye could see. Cowboy hats.
Did you wear that? What's that tie
It was
called?
awesome.
What's that rope
Bolo.
tie?
The bolo
Yeah,
tie.
you wear a bolo tie?
I did not go bolo tie.
Dude, he's got to show off the safety shirt. You can't
That's,
flex
I
that
mean,
when you got
that's,
the bolo
I,
tie.
I,
Come
I
on, guy.
apologize for the poser. You're absolutely right. My bad. That's way out of line.
What, like
Out of
fucking
line.
CCR over here. I wondered though, like how if it got crazy and you had to get his stories, because I was thinking about you when I was traveling. Nothing good. But what in the fuck is going on with hotels now? And nope, bar soaps out. We're just going to give you the dispenser of fucking body wash now. Like, what is going on with this? This is
seems
a
to
jerk
be
off move.
one particular chain that does
Literally,
this.
yeah,
It drives me
particular.
nuts because
It's a jerk off move.
as we have sort of documented on this show, I am a bar of Irish Spring type of guy.
The best
And when I
smelling
gotta
soap out
just
there.
wipe the gel all over, I just never feel like I'm clean enough.
It's got a
So-
dirty canvas. You feel like
I mean,
you got a
I
dirty canvas.
empty that whole canister, right? And I don't even get clean.
Yeah, you can't get enough.
Well,
of it.
even you can scrub myself from top to tail with a washcloth and I'm great, but I never feel like my face gets clean when you use that like gel soap. I need the bar soap to get my face squeaky clean. It just drives me nuts.
That's why this guy's skin.
I gotta exfoliate. Damn it.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, but like it's more so what is the move? Like, do you have to use the washcloth?
Well, yeah, I'm not going to just put it in my paws like an animal and just grease
I mean,
myself
that's what
up
I do,
that
'cause
way.
Yeah, so
my
do I.
washcloth
I was
is
gonna
full
say,
of
do you
duck
guys like
so
use
I
the
mean, I can do wash
washcloths?
up that shit.
Do you guys use the washcloth in a hotel?
Yes, I do.
Me too, for cleaning up duck food. That's it.
Let me just scoop it down the drain here. I don't need any toe babies.
No, not a washcloth guy. I haven't been a washcloth guy for washing since about the last time I ordered fucking chocolate milk.
Dude, I just finished
You
off
nails?
a half gallon of chocolate milk yesterday. No, I am. So now at home, I've got this soap called Dr. Squatch. Have I touched on this in a previous episode?
You have, but let's revisit it because it's one of my favorite consumer products of all time.
It is. It smells so good. And the commercials are like, hey, here's this lady. She goes, oh man, if my boyfriend smelled like this, I'd bang him every single day. You know, I'm like, I'll take 3 fucking bars of that stuff. Give me the pine tar, the rum barrel, and something else or whatnot, you know? But it's got the
Tell me those are real flavors.
the pine tar for sure. And then it's rum something, like rum jungle or something. And I forgot what the other one
That's
is.
fantastic.
But they got the scrubbies in the soap, you know? So it's like, it's almost like a washcloth, really. But it's awesome. And it smells super good.
So it's
yeah,
got like
Dr.
those
Squatch.
exfoliating chips or something in there.
I would call them beads, exfoliating beads.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not a dermatologist, if you will, as you guys know, but that's what I would call them, exfoliating beads. But yeah, in hotels, it's just gel it up. I'll use the whole damn thing, and then my move is when walking down the hall and the maids are there, you just boop boop boop. You snag up all the body wash you can because what is it, 2 ounces? I'm 6'5", 245 pounds. It's a lot of canvas you got to cover. And 2 ounces isn't going to do it.
Oh, what about the dispensers in some of them now too?
So
That's
I
what
don't
I
know
was thinking about.
how
I forgot
feel
about
those. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not sure if
I feel like
it or
they're
not.
disgusting.
That's what
they
I
cannot be sanitary, even if it's technically soap in there.
Yeah,
I just for that brief flash think about frat party stories and what you did in college parties when you saw
throwing
some
duck
soap
food up
lying
there.
about, messing with it somehow. And I'm not real comfortable using those. The only saving grace I feel like with just from a physics standpoint, with a little straw down into the bottom of the barrel when you're pumping it out, anything that's up on top hasn't gotten to you yet.
Speaking of college stories, did I tell you when I was in college how the guys kept putting sun in my shampoo one year? My hair kept getting oranger and oranger and oranger. Did I tell you that? It's a fucking great prank, by the
No, but
way.
you're gonna need to find those pictures. Are they on the MySpace?
Oh, dude, I have a like a composite picture where my hair is orange, and I just fucking owned it after that because I was like, this is such a good prank.
Did you guys ever
It was
dye your
fucking
hair?
playing the long game.
Did you guys ever
That
dye
was
your
the only time I ever had my hair dyed, and it wasn't even on purpose. It was a prank.
Matt, you
I
had
tried
it
one
for-
time. one time I wanted to go blonde. A couple of us, I don't know why we were doing it, but we all had pretty short cropped hair and threw it in there, and it turned out like carrot orange. It was like
my buddy John's the exact
bad.
same way.
Awful.
Yeah. I used to dye mine blonde.
Orange
my freshman year of college, I would do burgundy, and it looked fantastic. I had a fucking sweet soul patch too.
Dyed burgundy
You
too?
dyed the soul patch?
No. I had a soul patch, but I had burgundy hair with a soul patch.
See, that's
And
like
then-
the freaks
and then
in Hunger Games that have all the weird colors and the weird beards.
You want to hear a real sweet move? I don't know what I was thinking when I did this. This is going to be good. I bought a pair of fake glasses to wear to parties.
Did you have a fake idea what to do with glasses or something, or just?
I don't know why. I was like, I was in some store in the mall. I probably stole them too, if we're just being honest. Because you can't like, these don't work. So I'll just. But anyways, I thought I was like, I look good in these things, and I'm like, I mean, look studious. And I was a freshman. This was like in the fall, and I was on the basketball team too at the time. And this kid Matt Push, who was like, I forgot where the hell he did it. I'm like, that looks sweet.
Classic Push.
Yeah. And his name was spelled like Pusch. Kid can't even read, right?
Totally.
Is there a number in there somewhere?
Yeah. You know what number it
His
was.
first name.
But yeah, so I remember I was walking around and everybody's like, you have glasses? I'm like, only when I'm drinking. That was my line. Only when I'm drinking.
Money mouths over
Oh,
there. Only when I'm drinking. Nope, but I got my beer goggles on. Oh,
Hello, ladies.
that's so good.
I'll tell you the most interesting thing that I saw for my hotel travels, and I guess it shouldn't have surprised me, but I guess it did. When we stayed at the Cosmopolitan, no free ads, but whatevs. Stayed at the Cosmopolitan right on the strip, and went to dinner. And as we're leaving dinner, we ate at one of the restaurants on the property there, which is fantastic. But we're walking out, going to the Chandelier Bar, which is right in the center of the casino. And as we're walking by, you see a lot of girls rolling around. And as we walk by the first couple of them, it's, hey, daddy, hey, papi, hey, daddy. You go, wow. And if it wasn't like 7 o'clock at night like it is right now, I'd think these are a bunch of hookers. Sure enough, it was a bunch of hookers. And as we stayed, throughout the evening, every bar we went to on the property, there were literally dozens of working girls just not even being shy about it, chatting up every old timer they could find at the bar, just making pass after pass at guys who, they were playing the numbers game. They're going to get somebody that night. But we got to get our hit
percentage up to 5%. We're good.
So what's
5% of these guys? We're good.
What's up with all the pros that were down here? He goes, oh, they were here last night? Yeah, they sort of roll around in like drones now. There's just rolling bands of hookers that go into these properties. And I think it's because a lot of the conventions aren't there the way that they were. People have canceled it out. So these girls are just attacking everything that they can find. And in a place like the Cosmopolitan, you'd think that they'd be a little more, vigilant about keeping the riffraff out, but they were like ushering them right in and up to the bar. It was crazy.
Mama's got to eat too. So did you now? Okay, out of all four of us, sorry, not including you, Matt, but three of us, me, Kyle, and Hoff. Who would you want on your side just for the interaction of the working girls? Who would you want on there? I would love to hear.
It's the easiest choice in the world.
So do I. Think it's the easiest
as
too.
As far as chatting them up and just having fun with it, with no intention of taking anybody up to the room. Mm-hmm. We all know exactly who would be. It's the one guy that's not on this call.
100%.
So when you started telling the story, I'm like, man, this would be a great Kyle in the Wild.
Oh, he'd have material for a full calendar year.
Yep.
Just for a day spent there. It was bananas.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
That is awesome. The old Cosmopolitan.
Crazy. Let me guess. There was not rolling bands of hookers when you were in Albuquerque, right?
Not that I noticed, no.
Too hard to get those bolo ties
My
off.
favorite-
it's
What's that?
Said it's too hard to get those bolo ties off.
For sure. Well, I mean, if you're into erotic asphyxiation or whatever it's called.
it could come in
good.
handy depending on how you roll.
My favorite thing, though, like how many comments were made of oldest profession in the world. That's my favorite of all time. Whenever there's working gals, and then obviously
Working gals. I love that term. She's just a working gal.
My number two. My number two is clearly they're putting themselves through medical school. Definitely my other one. Any of those lines or no?
The guys that I was with, I'm not going to say that they were a little, I don't know, sheltered, but it took them a minute to figure out what was going on. He's like, man, that girl just said hi to me. Yeah, because she's a hooker. That's why.
I love being with guys like that.
Handsome.
I love being with guys like that. That's like my favorite. When like they don't know what the hell's going on, you can just like kind of lead them around. Like, let's go talk to him. I think she said you're pretty,
dude. They're into you,
dude. Did you not see her wave at you? Are you serious?
That is the greatest.
Should I go talk to her? You totally should.
Yeah, and I'm coming with you, wingman. I bet she's got a friend.
But I'll be right behind you.
Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of gals, hey Dan, what time is it?
Yeah. It is time for the Final Four. It's time for the Final Four. This week's
Powered by Riverside.
This week's I don't know why this isn't playing. Anyways, this week's Final Four is brought to you by GoalieParts.com. GoalieParts.com is here for you, the goalie, and it is run and owned by goalies for goalies. It's GoalieParts.com's mission to provide you with the tools you need to perform at the highest of levels. Whether you're in the Olympics, like the girls playing for the silver, or the men getting beat out by Slovenia, Goalie Parts carries everything you need from helmets and cages all the way down to straps and clips. They don't stop there either, boys. They are always, and I mean always, looking for the quality products that will help you play and look your best. It's the Goalie Parts guarantee that if they wouldn't use it, they wouldn't sell it. So go over to GoalieParts.com or the Echo Pro Shop and say hi to our buddy Dennis inside the Darien Sportsplex and go check out some goalie gear. Also, as we always say, there's more. Our buddy Dennis is in charge. He's our merch guy. So we've got hats, hoodies, jackets. Chris, you're wearing the best jacket of all time, you say, right? You heard it, folks. You heard that zip zap. That's Riverside FM right there, bringing you that audio quality. Go to
Riverside.
Powered by Riverside. TrustMe.itemorder.com. Go get yourself some Trust Me When I Tell You swag. Go look like us, just better looking. TrustMe.itemorder.com. GoalieParts.com. Go check it out. Say hi to our buddy DK.
I just sent a bunch of merch around. I would say North America at this point.
You're like one of the best guys in the world,
So,
man. You're the best.
So you're saying outside of these contiguous United States?
But not outside of contiguous North America, but yes, outside of these contiguous United States. So, yeah, I do. Dude, by the way, so Kevin, when you hear this, you can tell these guys about the text thread. I snapshotted or screenshotted, easy for me to say, part of the conversation. But so I text Kevin and I'm like, hey, what's your address? And he's like, the city? And I go, no, like the total address, so I can send you more merch. And he sends it to me, and
I can't wait.
And
to
I'm
hear
like,
this.
Your postal code, and I typed it out like what he sent to me, and he's like, yeah, it's always letter number in Canada. And I'm like, you guys are so fucking awesome. I need to move to Canada. It's fucking great. Dude, we are such ugly Americans. It's
What's
fantastic.
your address? 1W7T 8J. Is that how it is? Victoria Lane.
He threw a P.O. box in the middle of it too, and I don't know if that's real or fake, but I didn't include it because that just fucking threw me for a loop. And it was right in the middle of it too.
I'm not
That
sure if
can't
this
be
shirt's going to fit in that little mailbox, sir. I'll tell you what I'm excited for is this Final Four. I don't know whose idea it was, but I love it. I cannot wait to see what your guys' taste was back in the 90s. or late
I feel
80s?
terrible now that I think this was one of Kyle's final ideas when he was blasting out. None of us are taking credit for it.
He's
so
gonna
watch-
listen to it. He's gonna be like, "Yo, you sons of bitches! I had the best ones."
It's just like the time I skipped Placo on the Final Four sandwiches
that was the
on
best.
complete accident. And then we ran it back and asked him, and then it led into the first Kyle in the Wild. Oh, that was just such a happy accident. So
It's like my
call
favorite
for
wing
Things
joint.
work out.
All right,
yep. Well, we're still waiting on that plane. to
who
land.
wants to go first?
Yep.
Matthew.
Who's
All right,
going?
well, have we even said what it is yet?
No, I don't think so.
Also a good point.
All right. All right, Dan. What's this week's Final Four?
This week's Final Four is our childhood crushes. So I'm 39. Chris, what are you, 41? Matt, you're
Probably
37.
42 in a couple months, but yeah, 41.
So the late
Ish.
80s, early 90s ish.
I will
Are-
be 46 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so you're 45.
Yes, I'm firmly, as far as childhood crushes, in the mid to late 80s.
Yeah, Dennis Franz.
I think past 90. And 90, I was in high school.
Buddy,
1990.
I think we'll have a few run across each other.
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure. So
I
I've
would
got a
assume
couple,
so.
and then I've got some where I'm like, I'm not even sure if these guys are going to know who this person is. But then I've got one you're going to be like, classic nails. At least I think you will be. Because it's a show that I used to watch with my mom, which is awesome.
all right. Well, hopefully we don't skip you when we get to it. So,
All right, Placo.
all right. You guys want me to go first since I had the list written down even
Yes.
before it went, or Placo? Do you want to go?
Go ahead, Hoffman.
All right. So my bubble team, and kind of relevant for what happened over the last month, is a one DJ Tanner, Candace Cameron. And by the way, I was playing the long game on this because I don't know if you guys have tuned into Fuller House. Holy fucking shit. Smoke show, right?
Both
So,
Tanner sisters grew up.
Oh, Stephanie.
Boy, did they
is
grow up well.
She is babelicious, dude. She is. Yee.
Stephanie Judith Tanner? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
How
No doubt.
rude.
Judy Sweeten or Jody Sweeten?
I think it's
Jody
Jody Sweeten. Yeah. She's also
Right.
a cokehead.
It is. All right.
Former.
Well, yeah. It happens to the best of us. All right. So my number 4, and you guys might have to look this name up. Shyler Lee. And she was on, do you guys remember that 70s show?
Dude. Yep.
Well,
The sister?
there was a lesser known spinoff called That 80s Show. And Shyler Lee was this, her name was Tuesday. She was a character. You guys will know who she is once you look her up. So she's also had a way more famous role later in life, but she was this punk rock chick that had like this spiked mohawk going on. And I don't know why I was so fucking into it. It was awesome.
Man,
I
is.
still remember this.
She's a cutie patootie.
Yeah, you see who she is now, right? She was in Grey's Anatomy, and then the spinoff of Grey's Anatomy. So yeah, so she's done well for herself. So I feel like my first 2 childhood crush folk have really done nicely. So Shyler Lee, number 4, number 3. As they say, and I never knew what it meant for a good 2 seasons. Chalk here.
Yep.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen,
Dude.
Kelly Kapowski,
I mean,
Babylicious,
forget
right?
about it. Yep.
All right, we're gonna dig deep in here. Here's where I think I might start crossing streams with Placo, figuratively.
Easy.
Daisy Duke, Catherine Bach is my number 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Strong choice.
Just got the chocolate out of nails. That's it.
Are we all in agreement that Catherine Bach greater than Jessica Simpson in the same role too?
Yeah.
Oh,
for
Just
sure.
because
Yep.
1,000,000%. Yeah, and probably not as big of a
jerk.
stuck.
Yeah,
stuck
not a big
up individual.
Yeah, asshole.
What a bitch. Still one of my favorite lines of all time. Who's it? Rob Schneider? Or
I thought it was Wayne Newton. Wasn't it Wayne Newton?
It was Newton. It was Wayne.
Yeah, it was Newton.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Yeah, classic Newton. All right, number 1. Charles in Charge's sister, Nicole Every, was my note. Dude, I had such a fucking crush on her. Remember her, Nicole Every?
Every or Eggert?
Eggert, maybe
Nicole Eggert.
You know what?
Nicole Eggert. It's Nicole Eggert. It's Nicole Eggert.
Yeah,
She was
loved her so
Baywatch,
much,
too.
made her number one. Don't even know her last name. It doesn't
she's-
matter. Because
It
she's
was
a
just
smoke
Charles
show.
and I had to look it up too. It's just Charles and Charge's sisters.
See, and it's funny because I know her from not that show, but yes, super
Baywatch, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I could really read the tea leaves at an early age with some of these crushes on what was going to happen. So, roll call me in my childhood crushes and never doing anything about it. But hey, happy at this point when this is released, about 21 days to St. Patty's Day.
Solid list.
I'm proud of you. You
I'll
want me to
jump
go
on.
next? You want to go?
I feel like I feel
I'll
like
go.
the Eggert got whatever it's called when it fucking corrective texted to every. Sorry.
Oh, did you put in your notes?
I'm
App?
so embarrassed. Go ahead, Matt. Yeah. Yep.
That'll happen.
Well, mine
Let's see.
are all out of order.
Pencil and paper for this old timer.
That shit's never fucking misspelled. That's true.
Bubble team for me. And I've got two that are sort of opposite ends of the spectrum. As going through and sort of analyzing who, thinking back, I thought was really hot when I was like 10,
I can't
12,
wait for this.
14 years old. I don't know what kind of issues I'm working through, but it was a lot of broads that were about 20, 30 years older than I was at that point in
Dude,
time.
that's my list
was-
too. That's how my
Old
list.
soul. Dude,
Wasn't
old
going-
soul.
straight into the MILFs before there was such a thing, but it was definitely leaning more towards the aged, mature ladies. So I've got Sybil Shepherd from Moonlighting on my list. That was one of my favorite shows. I was like 10 years old when that came on, and I thought she was one of the hottest things going.
So, for the record, you like Sybil Shepherd,
Awesome.
Sybil Shepherd in Sweet Home Alabama, right?
I love you, Black.
Dude,
But at the same time,
for the
This
record,
is why we play the game.
this is his bubble team. This is his bubble team.
she's
She's not a
she's a bubble team, and the other bubble only because
I didn't expect to hear that. Wow.
close to the same time frame, maybe a couple years later, but before anybody knew who she was, I remember watching MTV when they played videos, and I saw a video produced by Prince of one young Carmen Electra before
Oh, yeah.
anybody knew who Carmen Electra was.
Yep.
And I went, holy smokes. I don't know who that is, but she is going to be a star. I like everything that's going on right here. And that was probably, I don't know, 8th grade, maybe freshman year of high school. I mean, this was definitely the late 80s. It might have been 1991. So it was early on before she really was the hottest thing running in the world. But straight out of the gate, that got my attention.
Roll call, Tara Lee Patrick, Cincinnati's finest. Hey-o.
All right, so on to my actual list. Number 4. This is another, not really a deep cut, but one that I felt like as soon as this
Classic?
came up, it's definitely a classic, and it should be chalk, but it's not going to be. Miss Kelly LeBrock, specifically from Weird Science.
Yes.
So if you
Oh
remember
my
that
God.
movie.
Oh
yes.
my God.
She was in a couple of Seagal movies. I mean,
And wasn't she in
That-
Wasn't she in Vision Quest too?
I don't know if that was Kelly.
Or is that
might
just
have
a
been.
similar looking lady? Either way, she's
think it's
chick.
similar.
IMDb.
She's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
dude,
that's
yes.
that was what, like 86 when that came out. So I was 10 years old. Wow, so that's what women are supposed to look like.
And
That
how bad did you
is
want to beat up that older
fantastic.
brother?
Living forever.
Oh my God, I
Oh,
hated that
Chet
brother.
was the worst.
Chet.
It was the Bill Pullman, right?
Yeah, no Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Weird
Fucking moron. dude. Yeah, Nicole Every's.
This doesn't look right, but I'm going to read it out loud anyways into the microphone.
Nicole.
Nicole Schmicker. Charles in Charge.
Number three on my list, and I will be so proud of the two of you if you have any idea who this is, but I don't think you're going to. Her name is Erin Gray. She was in Buck Rogers, way back in the early to
Holy
mid
shit.
80s. She was in Silver Spoons again with Rick Schroeder back in
wait a
the
minute.
early to mid 80s.
This chick?
Yeah, that's her now, but check her out in like
Yeah, that's her
84,
now.
85. And she was basically, she looked just like Linda Carter, kind of, from Wonder
Yeah.
Woman, who was another.
Yep.
Oh, was
Just
this
on
her?
the outside looking in on my list. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
she's
so. I can't really
she's
see.
a babe.
It's kind of fuzzy.
She in Silver Spoons?
But she was again one of those. Like she was probably, I would assume that at that point she could have been 40 years old for all I knew when I was 10. She was probably like 25. But
Isn't that weird?
three times my age, and going, wow, I like the look of her.
What I would
Number
do
two,
to put it.
I have to. Why can't that be one of my buddy's moms?
Man.
Number
I get them alone
two,
time.
I am going to have to agree with Christopher Joffman. Nicole Eggert. Eggert was number 2 on my list, and I mean she was something else even back then. Yes.
It is now.
And my number 1, you said Kelly Kapowski was the chalk pick. To me,
Oh, I know where
this
you're
is the
going.
chalk pick of all chalk picks. Poster on my bedroom wall, autographed at the Canton Car Show. Who's the boss? It's Alyssa Milano. She is far and away. She was number 1 for me with a bullet.
I like it. I love your list, especially
Thank you.
the thing of, you know, she was probably
So
23
fucking
years old, but in my eyes she was like probably 45 because that's how kids think. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
look at this old guy. Yeah, bitch, I'm 22.
That girl's so old.
Yeah,
27 years old.
Yeah.
I had to pause on the number 1 for a minute because I feel like it circled back because you know Placco's original top 5, and I'm thinking of one member of the original top 5 that made this person jump to your number 1 because of also now how yeah.
Tony Soprano's
I
wife.
just dude, well done. Yeah. Who, Edie Falco?
Yeah, that's who it is. Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
So I've got my notes app has completely rearranged my numbers, but I'll go through some bubble teams. My first bubble team, Britney Spears. I was like, loved Britney Spears. I thought she was she was probably the first like real sexy thing that I saw as like, I don't want to say somebody I could get, but somebody like my age, maybe a little older, right? So that was that.
When I was in college, one of my roommates had a Britney Spears, huge, like Britney Spears poster, like the door size ones
Yeah.
that you could get. A Britney Spears poster on the back of his door. And I always thought, man, she's really hot. But man, is that really creepy because she's probably 16 years old. And this guy's got a poster
Super weird.
of a 16-year-old up in his room. That is,
Future pedophile.
that is the creepiest thing I have ever seen. But I'm not going to ask him to take it down.
I'm gonna lay a bet down that you're gonna meet Chris Hansen before the end of the year.
Joke's on him. He's met him. My other bubble team is Kelly Kapowski, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Loved her, right? Everybody loved her. She's already made somebody else's list. So moving
Yeah,
on.
but I thought when Matt was saying chalk for that number 1, I thought he was going with Jesse Spano.
so did I, because I thought you were going to do the
Yeah.
Showgirls poster. That's
The
what I thought,
Showgirls, yeah.
Which Jesse
Was it
Spano
Berkeley,
turned out to
right?
be better than Kelly Kapowski. She did.
Well, you're the only one that's watched the reboot of Saved by the Bell.
It's
so-
true. Yeah, Kelly
we
Kapowski is like she's a female nails. It's bottom line. She's a female nails now. So my number 4, I'm going to give you the characters first, and then I'll come back and see if you guys know who these people are. Number 4, her real name in the show, Caroline Holden. In real life,
Wait, what are we doing?
Back
I
up.
got lost completely.
I feel like I
You
said
just
it backwards.
twisted my mind into a
I feel like
knot.
I feel like I said it backwards, and then I said it again forwards. I'm gonna give you the character.
So
I'm gonna
her
give you
character's name.
I said it backwards.
Matt and I
then-
leaned into getting real competitive, and I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened right here?
All right, I'm gonna give you the
Did you say
character's
Caroline
name.
Ray? Is that what we're doing here?
I'm gonna give you the character's name and see if you know who the actual person is of the TV show. So, number 4.
Got it.
Caroline Holden. That's the character's name. That's her. The TV show is Baywatch. Her real name, Yasmin Bleeth.
Oh yeah,
She was also
Okay.
in basketball. I tell you, I was in love with that woman. When she made her first appearance, I was like, move over, Pam. Yasmin's here. I loved Yasmin Bleeth. I feel like you guys don't like her, but that's okay.
no.
No.
It's
I got thrown off on the game. It really bumped me, but
I just want to go ahead and turnabout's fair play for my Aaron Gray choice. That's who you're talking about?
Oh yeah, she's terrible
Yeah.
now. She's also female nails. That's number 2, who's also a female nails. Yeah, she's gigantic.
I didn't catch that's what you meant, dude. Like you felt like you peaked, or like, dude, I feel like you're the handsomest guy of the bunch there, buddy boy.
Hey, thanks, babe. All right, number 2, the character. I don't know what her last name is, but her name was Dana in the TV show Step by Step.
Hold on.
You guys ever see the TV show Step by Step?
Yes, but hold on. we don't even know the person's name, and we're supposed to guess it.
No, her last name, Dana. Dana. The character was Dana.
Suzanne Summers.
No,
No, it was the
Stacy
sister. She had the
Stacy Keenan. Beautiful. Look her up. She's gorgeous. She still is too.
I like the name. The name sounds hot.
Yeah, it's Stacy with an I too, I believe. Step by step,
You know what they say
day
about that?
by day.
Day by day, best start over. I don't even know the words, but yeah.
People we see.
Yeah, I
the
remember that
Shyamalan.
gal.
Wasn't
that was
she a
with
babe?
TV's. That was with TV's Patrick Duffy too, right? And Suzanne Summers weren't they
Yes.
the parents?
Yep.
Is that the one that had Bateman in it too? Wasn't Bateman in there?
I don't
Yeah,
think-
Bateman was in that, wasn't he?
Was he a brother?
I think he was.
Yeah.
Either way, it was a great show about a blended family. Intro was great.
Those blended. I'm telling you.
She was also
Brady's
wasn't
got
she
it right.
also in My Two Dads?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I
Yes.
just remember that big she had that big mane of hair, that big long curly hair.
Yep. Who were those two
Dude,
guys?
speaking of My Two Dads, I don't remember, but
Paul Reiser and
Paul Reiser.
Was it
somebody
Paul
else.
Reiser?
Or not Paul, it was
I love
some
Paul
guy that
Reiser.
kind of looked like the poor man's Kenny Loggins, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he did have a beard. Yes, I was
Yeah.
about to say the
I
beard
would say
guy.
he's a poor man's
kind of like a
Jesse
Craig T.
Katsopoulos.
Nelson with a beard kind of guy.
I shouldn't say Jesse Katsopoulos. Speaking of Jesse Katsopoulos, my number 2, Aunt Becky.
From
Full House.
That's
Lori
a
Loughlin.
great call.
She, in my
Great
childhood,
call.
she was the epitome of what
Like a fine wine.
stunning. She was just stunning. And then, like when Jesse had all that hair, I'm like, what does she see in this dude? And then he got the haircut. I'm like, no, that's what she sees. He's a babe too.
Nah,
Lori Loughlin.
Yeah, Oikos. Gotcha.
I think she's out of jail now. I think
Well,
she's out of jail.
and can we give her some
I like
props?
that. I like that
Keep-
call.
I do too. That's fantastic. Can we give her some fucking props of fucking standing up to the bullshit too?
I've done the same
Fucking
thing.
paying for kids to get.
You're telling
Well, yeah,
me
but,
you're
like,
telling me that
fucking
if you got
college
the
isn't
money, you're
expensive
not going to
enough?
do that.
Fuck off. Yeah, dude,
You-
100%.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah,
I mean, the law, John Law. Fuck John Law.
yeah. John Q. Love. All right, number 1.
These bitch ass attorneys.
Number 1. This is the TV show that on Friday nights or Saturdays or whatever it was, my mom made all of us watch this TV show, and I fell in love with this woman,
Oh, I love this.
Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
Very nice.
even in a country western corset.
Yep. Wedding Crashers.
I mean, Wedding Crashers. People are like, "Who's this babe?" Like, I've loved this woman for
Motorboater?
I've loved her for 20 years. What are you talking about? She's not new. I've loved her when she was pulling
Dr.
people's
Quinn,
teeth out of their
Medicine
head.
Woman.
Yep, that was like my mom's favorite show. I'm like, I'll watch it. Why not? You know, I loved her.
Dr. Quinn, what's her name? Jane Seymour. What's her name?
Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour and And another one of your favorite shows, Blue Bloods, that used to reference for seasons 2 and 3 every episode.
So also
Tom
like
Selleck and Jane Seymour, like a fine wine, aging well. All
Blue Bloods, Bridget Moynihan,
Louis
she's
Laughlin.
on my adult list of. I think she is just stunning. Like I remember, I was thinking like Tom Brady, what are you doing? And then he married Giselle. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to judge you, but whatever.
How cool is Jack's life or not? Because he's like everybody cracking on him about his hot moms.
Dude, you got the hottest
Isn't
moms.
Jack the oldest Brady kid?
Yeah, you got the
I have
hottest
no idea.
moms, bro. Whose house you want to go? Doesn't matter to us. We'll go to either
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. We're just coming over.
Guys,
Can we
I've
throw
got
the
good
Lombardi
news.
Trophy around with Gronk.
We're at 55 minutes. This is the shortest episode, and trust me when I tell you history. The discipline, the mic discipline
were
of
about-
everybody. I'm proud of everybody. So proud.
When we were about 14 minutes in and we had talked about nothing again, but yet a lot of laughs, I was like, here we go again.
Yeah.
2-hour episode on our hands. But yeah,
Great Final Four, boys.
we're but yeah, it was.
Kyle, thank you for bringing this this one to fruition.
Yeah, we'll have to revisit next episode and find out who Warsher's Final Four were.
We'll never remember, but when he listens to this, he's gonna go, "You fucking dickhead." God love him. So I do look forward to in the next few episodes getting back to some bits. I got one I'm working on. I know Matt's working on one, and Kyle's had a long-term one. So I know that the fans have been wanting the bits to come back, and it was a staple of
It's gonna
season
be
2,
good.
obviously. Yeah, it's gonna be real good. But again, follow us on social at Trust When on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram at Trust Me When I Tell You. Follow us on YouTube at YouTube/Trust Me When I Tell You. Rate, review us. We got a few ratings and reviews that it finally came in. You only had to ask for a few months. Ask and it will come. If you build it, they will come. Jared and the crew at Lunch Beers, thanks again for the ratings. So check your mailboxes, check your P.O. boxes. Kevin, our guy, check your P.O. box.
Hopefully, Hoffman wrote that down
Post
correctly.
No way in hell. But no, that's all I got to follow us on the social. Matt, what do you got, buddy?
I got nothing.
Nails?
Stay dangerous, my friends.